they all came in from Bathurst, caught trains in. You're not taping me.
No, I'm just looking at something.
Somebody else taped me telling this story too. It'll go viral twice on the internet. Anyway, so I went to this concert, drove my car in, parked it in this downstairs car park.
Oh, I just broke the glass.
And wrote off
Don't cut yourself.
And wrote off the side of my car in a parking thing. So that put me in a bad mood. Then I went into the motel, and there is drink involved in this story, because I got there at 4 o'clock after smashing my car up, and Susan's friends are all nurses, and they were all having a drink. So we went down, we had a few drinks. Then we went out for dinner, and we had a few drinks. And then we got to the, who is she again?
But weren't
Cindy,
you going to drive home?
Concert. No, I was staying overnight.
Oh, yeah,
so I was racking up the cost of all this. When it was the time I didn't have much money. It was like $200 for the tickets, and it was, the car was going to cost me, you know, over $1,000 to fix, probably. You know, it was going on and on. Then $200 for accommodation, and I was paying for Emma. She was sharing a room, and she doesn't pay anything. So, blah, blah, blah. Dinner out. Go to this concert. Cindy Lauper, and then we're sitting upstairs next to the bar, so, you know, having a drink. And we're waiting and waiting. She comes on 20 minutes late.
Oh, what?
And when she came on 20 minutes late, she came on like high as a kite. Seriously, like she was just blabbering. And I couldn't understand a word she said. Anyway, so she raves on a bit, and then she suddenly starts singing, and she sang all of her hits, 3 hits, all straight up. First song she sang was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So everybody was into it, rock and rolling and blah, blah, blah. Then she started talking, and she talked, and she talked, and she talked, and she talked. And I had this guy sitting next to me who wasn't a friend, who was a gay, well, I think he was a gay guy. He was dressed in a giraffe onesie, and he had something here, and he was flicking around doing all this to Cindy, and I was getting the shits with him. And there's a woman next to me on the other side, friend of Susan's, who was nudging me saying, when's she going to shut up? When's she going to shut up? And I got it into my head that customer service, you know, that Cindy maybe didn't realise that we couldn't understand her, or perhaps I just was drunk. Anyway, I got up and I said to the man on the door, is she going to stop talking? He goes, oh no, lady, last night she talked for an hour. I said, you're fucking kidding me, an hour? Really? I said, I can't understand what she's saying. And he said, no, no one can. Anyway, so then I sat down, then I got wild, and I was adding up all the cost of everything, and I finally lost it. I'd had too much to drink, obviously. Anyway, I got up, and in my head, I was going down to give Cindy some customer service advice. I was going to be really polite at practice, but I was doing her a favour. This is why I've given up alcohol. I was doing her a favour. So I got up and I walked out of the door, and the young man at the door said, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm just going down to have a word to Cindy. He goes, oh, okay. So I left, and I went down the stairs, and I went in through the main entrance down into the door where all the rich, you know, the diehards were. Down. Oh, and the man at the door stops me and says, no, madam, you're not allowed in this area. And I said, oh, that's okay, I'm just going down to have a word to Cindy. He goes, oh, okay.
Big mistake.
But like, seriously, I just went, oh, okay. So I walked on down up to the front, and it was fortunately not right to the front.
And you shouted at her, did you?
I was well trained in church, so I went down almost to the front, sort of about 5 rows back, and sat there. And I waited. She was fucking raving on. I don't know what she was talking about. She was going on and on and on and on and on. And all I was thinking was practicing my words and being polite, Cindy. So I waited and waited, and finally she drew breath. And then I said, Cindy! And this bit's a lie, because I don't bother, but I said, Cindy! Louder than that. We love you, but it's time to stop talking and start singing. And there was this long silence, and then she just got on this, she just went, you fucking bitch! Like that. And she came running off the stage and running at me. And I'm like, I just thought, oh my God, all my thoughts shattered. And I just thought, my God, I'm going to get beaten up by Cindy Lauper. And she ran at me. But the big man that let me through, he must have bolted down. And she saw him coming. Like, I saw all this, that was all happening in slow motion. And no one was saying anything. Everybody was...
I thought the audience might all clap and cheer when you said that.
Nobody did. She got in trouble later for talking too much by people, but not then. And it was like the magic boomerang had come and frozen everybody, except for these
Cindy and
people.
the man.
Yeah, anyway, he beat her to me. She got to about, a bit for that wall. You'll have to display the
Oh
wall.
my God.
And she stopped. And then she just gave me the biggest mouthful, and she went on and on and on. And the man said to me, "You've got to leave." And I said, "Yes, sure." I said, but you've got to understand, I was only trying to help her. I was only trying to help her to understand what the audience wants. And he said, "Madam, you're causing a disturbance, you have to leave." And I'm like, "Yeah, Jesus." I wanted to get out because she was scary. And she was gobbing on at me the whole way, saying things like, "Ma'am," she got back on the stage and she's saying, "Ma'am, you need to realise that I'm really rich and I'm really famous and I'm a great artist and that's why I'm here. And madam, when you're famous enough to have the microphone, then you can have your say. But we're not interested in you." Oh, she just went on and on and on. So we get up, we get to go outside, right? We get outside the main door and there's the steps to my right and the office to the left. And he says, "You've got to leave." And I said, "Oh, yes, I'm going now." He said, "No, you've got to leave and get out in the street." I said, "What?" And he said, "What for?" Like, I still didn't get what I'd done that was wrong. "What for?" He said, "And we're calling the police." I went, "Oh, what?" He said, "We're calling the police." And he went in. I think he was going to call the police. I don't know. And I just said, "We've got to catch me first." And I went up the stairs, dived under the seats and hid. I was like, "You're a nut." Like the bloody, like the swagman, the Jolly Swagman, "You'll never catch me alive." And I hid there for half the concert. My niece and sister were like, they didn't mortified. And slowly it dawned on them what had happened. That my sister had been saying, "Jesus, someone's copping a mouthful, you know? Someone's upset her." And I said to Emma, like, "What was she talking about anyway?"
Oh, how wonderful.
For so long. And Emma said, "Well, she was actually just talking about her friend who nearly died of an abortion termination." And I went, "Oh, okay, so maybe the timing was bad."
I mean, really.
Who cares?
It's a concert.
I mean, you know.
Oh, she
Cindy
and
Lauper's a
then
loony.
you know what? The whole concert after that, the remaining time, I shut up like anything and got back next to the man in his giraffe thing and didn't tell him. And the whole concert, she was going on about this woman, and some man eventually spoke up and said, "Yeah, I agree, Cindy. Shut up and start singing." And she said, "Oh man, I thought you'd have left long ago if that's you." And then she started another ramble about me.
Oh, how weird.
Then it was in the paper, and it was on the internet, and it was on the Bathurst radio. My sister heard it on the radio.
Was she pinpointed? It was Susan's sister.
No, I wasn't pinpointed, but they took her side. They said that one member of the audience didn't appreciate Cindy's stories that clearly everybody loved, but that person was put in their place.